V8 performance. No other automaker is as tied to those words like Dodge. The Charger, the Challenger, even the Durango, I'd say they all qualify as genuine muscle cars. Dodge's 392 cubic inch V8 is legendary, and the 707 horsepower Hellcats, those are groundbreaking. This is not a muscle car. This is a compact utility vehicle with a 4-cylinder engine, or in the case of the one behind me, a plug-in hybrid powertrain. Dodge's V8s are awesome, but they are rapidly becoming the past. And so if the company is gonna stick around, well then this little car, it needs to be a hit. If you are already sold on the Hornet, well you can shop for one on CarGurus by clicking this link. If you wanna learn more, stick around, we'll tell you everything you need to know about this Dodge Hornet. It might not have a V8, but the 2024 Dodge Hornet still has the brand's distinctive styling. Check out this big, muscly front end and the integrated heat extractors on the hood. The grille is interesting too. There's a lot going on here. We have the larger intake down below and then this little mail slot here in the middle. And up top, there's this new logo. It's called the rhombi, and we have definitely seen these two lines before, but never on their own as the sole identifier for a model. At the rear, this tail lamp extends all the way across and features another rhombi. This one is illuminated. Our test car also has the black top package, which costs about $1,600. It includes things like these black wheels, the black mirror caps, black badging, and this black trim around the windows. The Hornet shares a lot with the Alfa Romeo Tonale, but I think the overall design goes in favor of the Italian. The blunt nose on the Hornet is classic Dodge, but the Tonale's more streamlined nose does make it look a little less stubby. That's just my opinion though. Let us know what you think in the comments. Inside, the Hornet brings a much more modern feel than you get in other Dodge models. Our test vehicle has Alcantara upholstery with the Dodge rhombi logo thanks to the $2,595 track pack. The center stack is ever so slightly tilted toward the driver. There's a row of physical switches for climate control settings, and this widescreen display looks really sharp. The steering wheel is a really good size, although some of these buttons do feel a little mid-2000s Dodge. And similarly, the seats look really cool and they're pretty comfortable, but I imagine they're a little overly bolstered for typical buyers. Otherwise, I mean, headroom is really good, and surprisingly, the exterior visibility is also pretty good, especially considering how beefy the hood looks from the outside. Now, in the back seat, things are a little bit of a different story. This is a small crossover, and with the high belt line, the black headliner, black upholstery, black door panels, well, it just feels a bit cramped. The hard figures are pretty good actually, 38 inches of legroom and headroom, and sure enough, I've got a little space for my knees and a little space for my head, so it doesn't feel like I'm, been folded up and stuffed back here. I also really like that this center armrest with the cup holders, it sits firmly here. It doesn't flop down onto the seat like a lot of them do. All told though, it's just so dark in the back. It feels like you're sitting in a cave, even if you do have a reasonable amount of room and some USB ports. Our test car is the 2024 RT trim. That means it has the plug-in hybrid powertrain and a big battery in it. And because of that big battery, we lose the underfloor storage, and that brings total cargo capacity down from 54.7 to 50.5 cubic feet. Now, if you have the second row up in place for your passengers, like it is right now, well, total cargo capacity in the trunk is only 22.9 cubic feet instead of 27. That's all a lot less than a Hyundai Tucson PHEV, which does almost 32 cubic feet behind the second row and nearly 72 with it folded. Dodge will sell the new Hornet with two different powertrain options, designated by the GT and RT trim levels. Now, in addition to those, there's going to be plus versions of the trim, so you can get a GT Plus, an RT, or an RT Plus. So let's talk about those engines. In the GT, that's the fully gas-powered version of the Hornet. You get a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, good for 268 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque, which honestly, in a car this size, is not that bad. Now, all of that power is managed by a 9-speed automatic transmission, and it's worth noting, the GT actually requires premium fuel. So, how about the RT? Well, that is a totally different animal. That's the one we're driving right now. It's a plug-in hybrid, meaning there's an engine, in this case a 1.3-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, but there's also a 15.5 kilowatt-hour battery and 2 electric motors. All told, the power output measures 288 horsepower, 20 more than you get in the GT, and 383 pound-feet of torque, or 88 more than you get in the GT. Both models get all-wheel drive. It's a mechanical linkage in the GT and electric all-wheel drive in the RT. The RT uses a 6-speed auto instead of the 9-speed, so you can expect it to hold gears longer, and it weighs about 425 pounds more overall. A big draw for shoppers looking at the RT is going to be its 31 miles of all-electric driving range. If you've got a relatively short commute, that means you could save a lot on gasoline. But because by their nature PHEVs are just less efficient than full EVs, it's gonna pay to pay attention to how much you're paying for that electricity. So the national residential average right now is about 16 cents per kilowatt, and that means that the 15.5 kilowatt hour battery pack that powers that 30 miles of electric range, it costs about $2.40 to charge that up at home. And that's just the national average. If you live in New England, where we are testing this car, or in California or New York, it could be a lot more, maybe as much as double that price. There are some circumstances that are going to totally change the economics, of course. You know, if you have solar panels at home, or if you can charge at work, you know, for free, if you can charge anywhere for free, then you might end up saving a good amount of money on gas. But it's starting to feel, as I'm rambling, like this is a whole other can of worms and something probably best saved for another video. So let's focus on how the Hornet drives. The Hornet RT is quick, no doubt about it, but it has a pretty heavy pedal feel. Like, you have to get into it a bit to access all that power. The suspension soaks up the bumps and doesn't create too much body roll, which is impressive considering the 4,100 pound curb weight. The steering is good, it's heavy, but it's very precise. There's not a lot of play off center, and I would like a slightly tighter turning radius, but it's not a sports car, it's a crossover. I guess also there's a bit too much road noise coming from the tires, particularly on a bad highway. But at the end of the day, it really sounds like I'm nitpicking. In the RT, you can specify whether you want it to drive in all electric mode, save the battery for later use, or operate as a typical hybrid. The EPA hasn't released fuel economy figures for the RT yet, but when it's running in hybrid mode, the Hornet will prioritize the battery over the gas engine. So you could expect your MPGs to shoot up when it's doing that, and then drop pretty precipitously once the battery has been depleted. The RT might be a plug-in hybrid, but it's still a Dodge, so we get sport mode courtesy of this big button. And if you pull on both of these paddles at the same time, it activates Power Shot, which gives you an extra 30 horsepower for 15 seconds. Is it a gimmick? Yes. Is it fun? Also yes. We took a quick look at this before, but let's get a better idea of the tech offering in this new 2024 Dodge Hornet. So this is a 10.25-inch touchscreen display. It runs Uconnect 5. That's Dodge's Android-based operating system, and it's really good. I did notice that it was a little slow to respond in our test car. You can see it there, but I'm hoping that that is just because this is a pre-production model. Wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, that's always a good thing, and we have a wireless phone charger. Now, if you do plug in your phone, there's not really a great place, whoop, there goes the pen, to put your phone. It doesn't really fit in there. You kind of have to do it upside. So anyways, I guess what I'm saying is, I hope you have wireless charging. It makes it much easier. My favorite thing about this system is how easy it is to personalize. You can set up a dedicated user profile and then add the widgets you want to see on various screens. Tack on the available Harman Kardon premium stereo and I'm a happy camper. Standard advanced safety features include automatic emergency braking, lane departure warning with lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross traffic alert. You also get adaptive cruise control as standard, but you can upgrade it to a more advanced system that has road sign recognition. Now, the Hornet is available with some level 2 autonomous driving features, which we have courtesy of the $2,245 tech package. Overall, this is a pretty compelling little crossover, but it does feel a bit pricey. When it was announced, Dodge said that the Hornet would come with a sub $30,000 price tag, but that seems to have climbed a little bit. Now it has a starting price of $30,735. And what's more concerning is the destination fee to get this little crossover all the way to your dealership from its factory in Italy is $1,595. It's less than a Mazda CX-30 Turbo, but not by much. As of this filming, consumer pricing wasn't yet available on the 2024 RT trim, but our car did come with an as-tested price, and it's pretty wild. $52,305 is a lot of money for this vehicle, even if it does include the destination fee and $6,930 worth of extras. We also got a $615 credit because this car doesn't have a sunroof, even though it's supposed to, and there was a $600 discount on that as-tested price because we bundled the blacktop package and the track package together. I don't see a lot of people buying these for over 50 grand, but I can see a lot of people buying them for 30 to 35 grand. What do you think? Let us know in the comments, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.